My dog will not let me blow dry my hair for the fucking life of me. Watch.
Babies, it is too early. Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
Did you have a good weekend, babies?
Did you?
Did you? You had a good weekend.
I did. I had a good weekend. I got to get fancy.
You went to the fancy ball.
I did. I went to the fancy ball.
There's a fancy ball in LA, a fancy costume ball.
It's true.
Once a year.
Yeah, an all vaccinated fancy ball. And I went as Bi Panic.
I love it. So you were Panic from Hercules.
Yeah.
But you're just Bi.
Yeah, so the costume title is Bi Panic.
Love it.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty fun.
That actually is
so
good.
Fancy.
Everybody was so fancy. It was lovely to see everybody's photos. I too had a fancy weekend.
Tell us about your fancy weekend.
I discovered Genshin Impact finally. I got on that Breath of the Waifu.
Wow.
Oh, it's good.
So now there have been two things that you and I both have been saying for a long time, like, should we play it? And one of them is Genshin Impact, and the other is Final Fantasy XIV.
I think with a Genshin Impact, you don't need a Final Fantasy XIV, and it's a heartbreaking thing because you just started Final Fantasy XIV.
I did.
I kind of want to try.
I feel like I'm not going to get into Genshin Impact right now. I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV.
Well, I've only had a weekend with Genshin.
Okay.
I'm
My
just
favorite 80s comedy.
a weekend with Genshin. And I've just now hit the point where I'm coming up against things like level caps and you've got to buy and transmutate things to
Yeah.
So we'll see how much longer I stick with Genshin Impact, but I'll tell you for the first weekend it's huge. The map feels very Breath of the Wild. They did a great job with like all the little hidden things in little corners that you can find.
Nice.
It's like, yeah, I liked it a lot.
I could see a weekend with Genshin.
A weekend with Genshin. Kaylin,
My
roar.
goodness. We have a hype train going and people being incredibly kindly generous. Kaylin Roar just gifted 25 subs to the community. Y'all have been absolutely bananas. There's bits, there's subs. We'll, of course,
Do a
talk
big...
about all of those at the end of the show.
We always do an
appreciate you
honor
so
roll
much.
at the end of the show to thank you all because
Correct.
we love you very much.
We do.
And we thank you very much. We usually say that it's at the end, but I'll say it here at the beginning. We're an independent show on an independent network.
That's true.
If you want to know, who the executives at this network are, that's her. If you want
I'm not qualified.
The studio is a shed.
Hi, welcome. I like to call it the Fancy Shack.
We're in the fancy shack. We do this all on our own. Any little help that you give us is hugely appreciated and goes directly towards helping us make more stuff and keeping our lights on.
Yeah, both literally and metaphorically.
Yeah. Huge news on a few fronts this morning. A lot of things just breaking right at the last moment.
All right, yeah, let's get into the new stuff.
But I want to talk
new.
about a very important thing that happened 2 hours ago on Twitter
Yes.
from Netflix.
Uh-huh.
Baby, we got our first images of the live-action Cowboy Bebop show, and we got a release date. On November 19th, come with me to see... What is that? That's my RSS reader. But come with me to see this man right here. Spike fucking Spiegel. Were you worried? Were any of you worried? None of us were worried.
No, not even a little worried.
But look at this. It's absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. There are his abs, in case you were wondering if John Cho's abs are coming to the party.
Of
They
course
are.
They are. And yeah.
You think he's not gonna come? You think he's not gonna come packing those abs?
That's silly.
There he is with his training dummy on the swordfish, and the
Yes.
swordfish looks good.
Yes.
I mean, I know we're only seeing one shot of it, like out of focus, and it's hard to focus because of the abs. But damn, swordfish looks good.
It looks great. Yansong, the live studio audience, said, "You aren't all worried. This is the first thing they've shown, and it comes out in a few months."
No,
not at all. Honestly,
keep it under wraps.
I feel like a lot of films tend to overshare before it comes out. They made the movie, and they've got an incredible cast for it. I have no fear.
The other thing you got to remember with this series is they went right down to the wire because John Cho suffered an injury that delayed the show, and then delayed it into COVID. So they've been shooting quick. So I'm not worried that we're seeing things at the last minute. I'm sure they're very stressed and tired.
Right.
But I feel good about it. Look at this cast. Look at them. Look at Ein.
That's a very good-looking cast.
Look at the boy. Ugh, that's so good. It's so good.
It's real good.
I'm very excited. This comes out November 19th. It's gonna be so good.
I think it's gonna be great. I have full faith in it. Currently, I have no reason not to. Maybe I'll be disappointed. But I'm okay with that.
Yeah, everybody's saying, "Where's Edward?" We want to see Edward. I want to see Edward too. I wonder what Ed looks like. But everything, I mean, visually on point. We can say that so far.
Oh, so on point visually. Also, we have dear friend of the show, Mike, dropping subs on his own birthday.
Hey!
He's dropping birthday subs.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to your Uncle Mike, everyone.
Happy birthday to Goochman Twitch in the chat. Everybody say happy birthday. In other, well, should we just do you want to continue along with a couple good movie newses and Hollywood newses?
Let's just start there.
Let's start there. Let's get wild. Let's like change it up a little bit.
Oh my God! Usually we start with games, but like I don't know.
I don't know.
We can hang out in like good news movies and stuff.
We can just do whatever we feel.
And we'll talk about all of the bad stuff in a little bit.
First of all, you may have heard that the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer leaked yesterday.
I haven't watched it.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it because that means it's coming soon.
I know.
And I want to see it full quality. We're not going to talk about any spoilers here.
No, absolutely not. We literally can't. We didn't watch it.
We didn't watch it. I saw a couple screen caps that have been floating around because they were trending. I tried not to, but I did.
Flannel Fries said in the live studio audience that I watched Don't Watch It.
Well, we'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. Because the other thing is it's probably also an unfinished trailer.
Yep.
Hopefully, I mean, I don't know. There are a couple things that were being passed around. You know, there were a lot of rumors about this movie.
There's been so many of them.
A lot of rumors about this movie.
And they weren't even coming from our boy.
Not even from our boy.
He's done our best to make no rumors for this movie.
Let me tell you something. There was no watermark on that video that said Property Marvel Studios Tom Holland.
Right. Tom didn't do it.
Tom Holland didn't do it. Maybe, as far as we know, it was the Night Monkey. Here's the thing. There were a lot of rumors going around about who's going to be in this movie, what's going to be in this movie, and it all sounded really, really wild. Some of that stuff has been double, triple corroborated by this trailer, if this trailer is real. And we think this trailer is real because Sony do be trying to take it down.
Yeah.
Sony do be trying to take it down. A lot of those takedown notices have been going out.
I feel like we haven't had this big of a leak in a hot minute.
I hate to say it, but can I say it? This is the difference between Sony and Marvel. This is the difference between Sony and Disney. So much Sony shit leaks.
Yeah.
So much Sony Pictures stuff leaks all the time.
Right.
They have no security. Right down to everybody's fucking personal emails. You remember that shit?
Their password is password.
Sony's like password is like the name of Sony's cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Sony's password is Aibo. It's named after their dog. It's wild. This shit don't happen at Marvel. It don't happen. You get a little, sometimes little things come out. Like, we saw a couple photos from the set of Black Panther 2 this weekend.
There's always leaks of photos from set, but like that's almost impossible to control. A whole ass trailer? Damn.
I hope somebody said that Sith in Training 683 says apparently the VFX weren't finished. I bet a lot of stuff wasn't finished.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
and that stuff always looks better in the finished sweetened trailer. And then, also things like sound mixing and clarity have so much to do. You remember like when when the Tom Cruise Mummy trailer leaked and it had the wrong music mix?
Yeah.
And it was just
That
Tom
can
Cruise
change
being like,
everything.
me. I'm on a plane. I'm flying off a plane. Watch out for that mummy. Like, you remember when it was like that? It's like it sounded like that YouTube channel that pulls like the
All
music.
the music out of it. And You
Yeah.
just hear like Britney Spears' suit squeaking.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. And it look, the Mummy ruined the Mummy, but that leak ruined the Mummy trailer.
Oh, 100%. People were ready to hate it.
So let's wait. Let's watch.
Yeah.
I have a lot of hope.
Yeah, I mean, the Spider-Man movies in this iteration of Spider-Man have been phenomenal so far. So I'm very hopeful for this. Like I said, not going to watch the trailer until it's done. That's what I'm choosing to do with it. And I encourage you, if you saw the early trailer, to make sure that you keep an eye out for the real one and see the difference. Also, Ronan Monkey said Sony keeps their passwords on a sticky note on their monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you pull out Sony's keyboard tray because they have a keyboard tray attached to their desk.
Yeah.
And you lift up the keyboard and it's a list of all
of them
their
underneath.
passwords.
Yeah.
All
It's like
of them.
if anyone's ever worked in a retail store or like, even in food service, like at the register, they're always there.
Do you remember they used to sell in like bookstores fancy little journals you could write your passwords in and it said passwords on the front?
Yes, I do. You have a nice little leather bound key to your secret. It's like
Sony
buying
still
a
buys
big
them.
novelty key that says key to my house.
Sony still buys them every
Yeah.
year. Sony goes to the Scholastic Book Fair and buys a password planner.
And leaves them all over the office just in case anyone needs it for convenience. I would be remiss not to mention that we actually have two very special birthdays. One of our mods, Son of Orpheus.
Son of Orpheus, the winner of a Google Stadia?
Happy birthday. You're getting a Google Stadia for your birthday.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Is this the best birthday or the best fucking birthday?
Happy birthday, Orf.
In other movie news,
Movie news.
hey, we are a birds of prey family.
Of course we are. We stand birds of prey in this household.
In this house, we live, laugh, love birds of prey.
Yes.
And we were really worried. Birds of Prey didn't do super well. People, Suicide Squad fans wanted to say that Suicide Squad wasn't similar at all to Birds of Prey. Come on.
Honestly.
Come on, fellas. And it's all fellas.
Hilarious.
And we were worried that maybe we wouldn't see the Birds of Prey together again.
Yeah.
And that may still be true, but we got some huge news over the weekend. First of all, Black Canary is coming back for a solo film on HBO Max. It will be Journey Smollett. But something that's very interesting is that Misha Green will at least be writing the film. Now, Misha Green, of course, from Lovecraft Country. I like that.
I love to see that.
I like the idea of them working together on a Black Canary solo film. And, I would love to see, just because it's a Black Canary solo film, just because it's called Black Canary, we know this about superhero movies, that doesn't mean we can't see Montoya.
No, of course.
That doesn't mean we can't see my one true love that I'm saving myself for, the Huntress. Not
I'll get
Mary
to her.
Elizabeth Winstead.
The Huntress.
I'm saving myself for the Huntress.
I will get to her first, Anthony.
Not the crossbow killer.
I need you to know that.
And Kaylin Orr says Zatanna ? We know Zatanna's coming in some form to HBO Max. Maybe Zatanna shows up. Who knows? But I do love that the Birds of Prey continuity is continuing.
I was honestly surprised.
Me too.
I didn't think that we would get anything else from Birds of Prey, and I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. I love that movie. I loved Black Canary. I think she was absolutely wonderful. Journey Smollett was fantastic.
She was unbelievable. And I hope if the action sequences are half as well made as Birds of Prey. It will still be better than 90% of the action movies that come out in Hollywood these days. God, the choreography of fucking Birds of Prey, man.
Yeah, right?
So that's very exciting. We don't have dates or anything like that. We just know this is a project that just got greenlit, is just now happening. So it's a ways off, but I'm excited. This is not movie news, but this is a great way to transition from movie news into game news for a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about James McAvoy.
James McAvoy, of course. James McAvoy and my dear close personal friend, Daisy Ridley, have a video game that just came out on the Microsoft Xbox gaming platform machine for fun and families called 12 Minutes. If you've yet to play 12 Minutes, I played a little bit of it over the weekend. Ooh, it's good. God. Saige, you're going to love 12 Minutes.
I bet.
You're going to love 12 Minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's this single room, tense kind of like one of those like 2 character sort of almost Chekhov plays.
Yeah.
Or 3 character Chekhov plays done in one room with a time loop. And it's them and they're acting and Willem Dafoe is there.
Yeah, why not?
It's fucking amazing. And I hate to be this guy because I'm always this guy and I sound like a commercial these days, and it's on Xbox Game Pass if you want to play it. Check it out.
I don't know if we actually got time to talk about it the other day, but Hideo Kojima was somebody who was one of those excellent reviews of it.
Oh, yeah.
I think we ran out of time to talk about it the other day, but Hideo Kojima said that 12 Minutes is the kind of game that makes me want to create another adventure game.
I love that.
So it's certainly getting high praise from important people.
Hey, Hideo Kojima, all you got to do is decide what kind of game your game is. I don't care if it's an adventure game. I don't care if it's an action game. I don't care. Just on the next one, maybe decide what kind of a game it is before you spend $100 million on it. I couldn't get into Death Stranding. This is not what it's about. What it's about is we're talking about the 12 Minutes just came out. James McAvoy has, of course, been doing a lot of press for it. He says, he's getting that standard question that actors get. Oh, do you play games? Do you enjoy video games?
Oh, you're in a game.
Oh, do you play video games? What's your favorite video game? And he says, oh, yeah.
Well, there's a difference. He'll get asked what's his favorite video game, and Daisy Ridley will get asked, do you play video games?
Have you ever played a video game?
Yeah.
Yes, she has, and she's good at them. We're very good friends. We play Mario Kart together all the time.
Bet.
All the time. So when he gets asked this question, James McAvoy says, oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, I used to be very, very, very into video games. And then Oblivion came out, and I couldn't stop playing it to the point that I had to burn the disc and stop playing video games. He was apparently on the set of a film. He was on the set of... I can't remember what movie they said he was on the set of, but it was something like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And he was working on a movie, and it was Becoming Jane with Anne Hathaway. It was the Jane Austen biopic, and he was like, I'm working on this movie, and he's like, my partner at the time bought me a 360 in Oblivion for me to play while I was on set because there's a lot of downtime if you're an actor on set. And he's like,
you're in your hotel room alone, you're in Dublin.
And he's like, oh, love that. When I was a kid, I played a lot of Zelda. I played a lot of Secret of Mana. Like, I love fantasy role-playing stuff. He's like, and I've got these 6 a.m. calls. We're shooting in Dublin. I got to go to bed at 10. I've got a lot of lines to memorize before the next day. They're constantly changing the script. I'm staying up until 4 a.m. playing Oblivion. I couldn't stop.
He said, and I was thinking, this game is sending me into Oblivion.
Whoa. James McAvoy.
Very cute.
So he's like, I went to bed at 5:35. The car beeped its horn outside at 5:45 for my 6 a.m. call, and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm gonna ruin my career. He threw it on the oven and watched it burn. And he goes, right, we're done, we're over, never again. And he did not play any video games for a decade. And in that decade, of course, that was the decade of McAvoy. Atonement, Macbeth, Filth, Split.
I mean, look.
Charles Xavier, the movie.
Does it feel a little dramatic? Absolutely. Do you have any suspicion that James McAvoy isn't extremely dramatic?
Oh.
Absolutely not.
Is James McAvoy maybe exaggerating? Not our boy.
I don't know if he's exaggerating or if he's just like that dramatic of a human. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think it is. I think it's this, like, I'm in Dublin shooting a film. I've gone to bed 10 minutes before my call.
I'm going to ruin my life.
This is it.
Burn, Satan!
It's the time of McAvoy.
Then Tatsu in the live studio audience says, wait a minute, so has he not played Skyrim? Great question. You know, it's getting another re-release. Hey.
Do you think James McAvoy knows about the re-release?
Do you think we can tank James McAvoy's career right now? Just by sending him sending him a Steam code for Skyrim? Dear Jimothy McAvoy. Can I tell you something, Saige?
Tell me something.
You remember how we were talking about the new Skyrim that's coming out? Not a new Skyrim, but another remaster of Skyrim that's coming out.
Right.
And I was like, man, I've bought Skyrim on like 5 platforms and like twice on PC because I got the remastered and then I have the regular. And I was like, the only thing I haven't bought is the VR. Oh, Saige.
Did you buy the VR?
Oh, dear reader. I had bought it and forgotten about it. Probably it was like some evening, like right around 7:30, 8 p.m. The Adderall had just worn off. I'm going through, you know, maybe I'm like on a stream or like I'm finishing a stream or something, and I'm looking at my Steam, and I'm just like, boop. Why not drop another 60 on Skyrim? Why not? Why not?
Sure.
Maybe I'll do it again next month. Who knows?
Probably will.
Who knows?
But I won't even remember.
How many times? Hey, who remembers all the times they've bought Skyrim? Really?
That was really good timing for the link to donate to the show popping up in the chat. We did hit our goal for this month, but anything above and beyond continues to go to reimbursing Anthony for all of his Skyrim purchases.
Yeah. And I keep buying Skyrim and I don't have a job, but I keep buying It's like that drill tweet about the candles. You know, it's like electricity, $45, groceries, $100, Skyrim, $800. You know, somebody help me figure this out. My family is starving.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Anyway, Skyrim, it's coming again.
Skyrim, it's coming again. That's the motto.
That's the motto.
It's also the motto of the Powerpuff Girls CW show. Hey. All right. You know what?
What?
We've got one more piece of TV movie news.
Okay.
Let's talk about Attack on Titan.
Love to.
We thought it was over, right?
No.
Pretty sure.
Final season. I mean, they promoted it as the final season.
Yeah.
But it was final season part 1.
Understood. I am not
yes.
caught up on Attack on Titan. I actually only recently started Attack on Titan. I've not finished it. So I was like, oh man, I really just started it. Now it's over. It's not.
Are you walking around the house yet going, Eren Yeager? Are you doing that yet?
I'm not.
It'll happen like a season and a half in. You'll be like, Eren Yeager.
Okay, I'm still on season 1.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm almost there. But we do have a release date for Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2, which is very funny.
Revenge of the final season.
I wish all shows would do this. It's so silly and dramatic. I love it.
It's like but movies have been doing it like too, right?
Yeah.
Like you think about Marvel doing it where it's like, oh, it's you know, Infinity War, and then you know what I mean? Then it's Endgame, and then it's like, or like Turf Wizards.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say that.
Turf
Absolutely.
Wizards was like 1 book is 2 book.
Right. I also think Sparkly Vampires had part 2.
Sparkly Vampire did that. I want to say Hunger Games did it.
I think Mockingjay was
Part 1 and
Mockingjay
2?
Part 1 and 2?
I think so. Because I
Well,
think
I
there was
don't
a whole
remember
thing.
right now. I
Because I
love
think there was
those
a whole
movies.
thing where Philip Seymour Hoffman passed away in between 1 and 2.
Fuck.
And they were like, "What are we gonna do?"
Huh. Yeah, Harry Potter did it too. That's the Turf movie we were referring to.
Yeah, that's Turf Wizards.
That's Turf Wizards. So, Attack on Titan, final season, part 2, to Attack to Titan, the return of.
It's about family.
will be starting in January 2022, which, terrifyingly enough, not that far away.
2021 didn't happen. Did it? Did it? Did it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's still March 2020, right?
Yeah. Fix the clocks.
Attack on Titan 2, the Squeakquel.
Oh, man. I'd love to see a Squeakquel. We love a Squeakquel.
Yes.
You know what's a good Squeakquel?
What's a good Squeakquel?
Resident Evil 8.
Oh, yeah, that's a damn good game.
That's a great Squeakquel. The PC version has been having some problems.
Mm-hmm, it has.
We talked about that a little bit. It's been having some stuttering and performance issues that turns out were caused by DRM. Now, Capcom said in a tweet this week that they just pushed out a new update, or they're going to be pushing out a new update next week to fix an issue where certain unspecified CPUs are unable to launch the game, and also minor fine-tuning of certain graphical processes, which all sounds to me like your DRM is still causing a bunch of issues, and your frickin' DRM has not been updated for certain graphics cards and processors.
Remember when a bunch of players figured out that it was the DRM like a while ago?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, we can fix this.
Yep.
And Capcom said, turns out it might have been.
Now, we don't know, but it turns out
That it could potentially have been, actually, the DRM of all things. Would you believe it?
turns out that in trying to make sure that you get an officially licensed Capcom quality product, wow.
Hey,
We don't normally call shit like this out, but you really decided to throw it up on screen, didn't you?
you spent money to say that. Somebody spent 500 bits to tell me that I should start an OnlyFans. That's a really fucking wild way to tell me that you want to see me naked, you schmuck.
That's fucking weird, my guy.
Don't ever tell anyone that they should start an OnlyFans, because trust me, if they wanted you to see them naked, you'd know. And there's a goddamn good reason you're not.
You know, as much as we love OnlyFans here, we have a lot of friends that make a good living off of OnlyFans. We don't shame sex workers here.
No, of course not.
But the fact that OnlyFans, and you and I have talked about this before, has given these dudes a sneaky way to say show your tits that they think sounds empowered and feminist.
Yeah. They're like, I'll pay for them.
It's
just dropping in and saying send nudes. That's all it is. That's all you're doing. You might as well, there's also, I remember being 18 and working at a restaurant and having dudes at the tables say, you ever thought about being a cam girl?
It's a good living. And they always follow it up with, it's a good living.
Mm-hmm. You'd make good money.
You'd make good money.
Or they'd say, you look young. You'd make good money. Because I was 18 and I looked like I was 16. So it's the same thing. And you know what?
And I learned this lesson when I kept calling into the Rachel Maddow show and asking her if she'd start an OnlyFans. And she sat me down and she explained it to me. Why, you don't call into a fucking news show to ask the anchor why they're not doing porn. It's not relevant or germane to the conversation. And also, don't ask a stranger why they're not doing porn. And we're back.
I actually think that that's an excellent time to talk about something that has popped up this week, which is a day off Twitch.
A day off Twitch.
So now is an excellent time to discuss. Wreck-It Raven is the Twitch streamer and creator that originated the Twitch Do Better hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
It was falsely being attributed to a lot of people, even including friend of the channel CB. CB themselves said, hey, that's not my thing. This was started by Wreck-It Raven.
And of course, if you're unfamiliar, Twitch Do Better is in response to things like hate raids, like a lack of support for people on the platform.
Or marginalized creators
creators.
specifically. This is specifically regarding the hate raids. If you do not know what the hate raids are, it is bots filling people's chat with horrifying racist words at a rapid fire rate. I've been hit with it. A bunch of creators have been hit with it. I got hit with it because I was in the LGBTQ tag. They're going to marginalize creator tags and making it impossible to stream in them. There are quite a few friends of mine in the space that are just not streaming right now because it's not viable for them to have a safe stream that doesn't end with a hate raid.
And a lot of the community has been banding together, creating things like block lists, different tools, macros for Stream Deck that put your stream onto lockdown. But the thing is,
You shouldn't have to do that.
you shouldn't have to do that. As much as it's lovely to see the community working together and sharing resources, if the community can do it, why isn't Twitch doing it?
Twitch could do it so quickly, and they aren't. It simply clearly isn't a priority for them because their largest streamers are not being affected by it, and they're not losing money from it. So, how would Twitch lose money? If people didn't sign on and stream. Quite simply. Twitch is just a platform. Without the streamers, without the content creators that you refuse to protect, the platform doesn't exist. It's nothing. So, Wednesday is a day off Twitch. Also started by Wreck-It Raven. That is Wednesday, September 1st. Sorry, that's actually not this Wednesday.
No,
it's the
next
following Wednesday. They are calling for you to not sign on to Twitch, for people to not stream. We will, of course, be observing and participating. There will not be an It's Too Early on September 1st. So it's about actually doing something that could potentially impact Twitch enough for them to make a difference. They shouldn't have to do this, quite simply. That shouldn't have to be a thing. And yet, we do. So we will be observing that. I encourage you all to do so. I encourage you to spread the information about it. Obviously, don't harass people into it. Streaming is also people's livelihood.
Yeah.
We do understand that.
If you see somebody streaming on Wednesday, September 1st,
Do not harass them. Specifically, maybe if you need to sign on, go support specifically marginalized creators.
Yeah. So there you go. I think it's a good thing. It needs to be done. Twitch is only moving as fast as everybody has been forcing them to. But what we have seen is as you force Twitch to do things,
Right.
they happen. So it's good to see. It's good to see. Here's the thing.
Yes?
We're not a cyberpunk show.
No,
We
not
don't
anymore.
We don't want to talk about cyberpunk anymore.
I mean, we were once a cyberpunk show.
Once upon a time, every single video game outlet on the internet was a cyberpunk outlet. There was nothing we could do about it.
No, we had to do a cyberpunk week that turned into a cyberpunk month.
Cyberpunk, of course, just talked about their 1.3 update, which was a couple of jackets and cars that don't fly into the sky when you restore a saved game.
They called it DLC.
They called it DLC.
They called a couple of jackets DLC.
They really did that. They're really continuing on as though everything is cool. And in a huge show of that, somebody went data mining into Cyberpunk.
As you do.
As you do. People go data mining into games all the time, especially Cyberpunk.
Poking in there to see what they find.
Somebody's data mining Cyberpunk, otherwise it's not the right audience. And what they found is, bless their hearts, CD Projekt Red is still planning on adding multiplayer and expansions to Cyberpunk 2077.
Don't do that. Hey, we love you, BBs, but we're going to talk directly to CD Projekt Red for a second, okay?
Hello, CD Projekt Red. Hello, Poland.
Hey, how are you? I hope you had a good weekend. Did you do anything fancy? I did.
I, too, am Baltic, so I'm here speaking to you friend to friend.
So you made the game. You did. Cool. And a lot of people worked very, very hard on it. Don't get me wrong. devs, right?
Oh, we
Exhausted.
love these devs.
They got a lot of tokens.
I hope you
bet,
got
for
all
that.
your good bonus tokens that you were giving out instead of money.
But let's talk to the higher level. We're not talking to the devs because it's not the devs' fault.
Hey, devs, go take a nap under your desk like you do 3 times a day instead
And
of
I'm
seeing your family.
So sorry. Hey, don't do this.
Hey,
Oh my God,
you gotta just admit, hey, at a certain point, pride cometh before a fall, my guys.
It's you couldn't make a functional regular game, so like adding online multiplayer would actually be like a very, very bad game.
Sometimes you can walk right out of a moving elevator out of the world.
Like you can just and like you now have the opportunity to just like choose to not do this. The best time to make a multiplayer for Cyberpunk 2077 was never. And the best time to remove this from your directory here was before this person found it, data mining. So like take a step back, sit on down, pay your employees adequately, let them go home to their families.
Go out, grab some pierogies, you know? Just kick back. Really enjoy your day. Think to yourself, hey, we didn't do it that time.
Yeah,
We'll
just
get
this
them on
one
the
ain't-
next one.
This one ain't it.
This one ain't it. We'll get them on the next one.
Don't worry. We'll buy another Witcher. We will all forget that you're the same people that made Witcher every time.
Right
and
now?
that's okay because we love a Geralt.
Right now in my
We
brain,
love a Ciri.
you can tell me CD Projekt Red, and I'm like, no, CD Projekt Red. And you can be like, Witcher game, and I go, ooh. Yeah, I'd love to get another Witcher game. I love The Witcher. I love the people who make The Witcher. It's weird. And that normally doesn't happen in my brain, right? Like there are a lot of people right now that are simping over Call of Duty and stuff like that because the Call of Duty, you know, or
And we
Ubisoft.
go, that's Activision.
And we go, no, you can't fool me. I know who that is. My brain won't let me know who makes The Witcher. It won't let me know.
Yeah, no, you got a partition in there.
It's very odd. CD Projekt Red, take advantage of this.
Yeah. Like,
Get
who else
the
has that?
get the single player to the point where it's not horrible.
Uh-huh.
Don't put your employees through any further crunch while you do it.
Yep.
Take some time and then say, hey, we had a great time making Cyberpunk 2077. We learned a lot of things. Thank you to the community for giving us this important feedback that we've taken to heart and will use moving forward. You know, the whatever
you gotta
empty
say.
bullshit
Yeah.
that you normally say.
So, that's just from a business show.
We are a business show. I do have a street MBA.
And I passed the bar in the state of Virginia. So that's free legal advice for you, CD Projekt Red.
It's just free legal
That's
advice,
free real
baby.
estate, baby.
I saw somebody mention No Man's Sky, and there is a difference. No Man's Sky came out and was solid and not broken. It didn't have a lot of the things people wanted.
Right.
But remember that a lot of the things people wanted were things that they were just anticipating it would have.
Right. Not things they were promised.
Yeah, and over time, they just took a game that was already working and added a lot of new shit to it. And they didn't do it by crunching their employees. They didn't crunch their employees to begin with. Hello Games, very ethically run company of about 30 people to begin with.
Yeah.
All working together in the middle of nowhere in England. And like, it's different than the CD Projekt Red thing, which was, hey, if you work your fingers to the bone, we'll give you 10 tickets to trade in for Gator Snaps.
We're sorry. We're very sorry.
We're very, very sorry to everybody who's still over there and working hard.
Anthony, can I just tell you about something? This is a palate cleanser.
Absolutely not. I refuse to be told about anything.
Too bad. Okay. We love and support Stardew. Of course we do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't we? Stardew Valley is a lovely, relaxing game. Something you might play with your friends. You might play to unwind. Unless you're playing it as a professional fucking esport.
Stardew is esport?
Oh!
Stardew is esport now.
Dog. Stardew is esport now. Concerned Ape, the people behind Stardew Valley, put out a tweet About James.
About
McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
It's incorrect.
Do not send James McAvoy a copy of Stardew Valley.
Don't. Oh my God.
It'll ruin
don't
his
do it.
life.
It'll ruin his career. They said, in collaboration with Unsurpassable Z, I am pleased to announce the first official Stardew Valley Cup. It's a competition of skill, knowledge, and teamwork with a prize pool of over $40,000. See some of Stardew's most dedicated players in their element. The main event, it will be on September 4th at 9 a.m.
But what does that mean?
It's a competitive tournament.
So you're probably going, but how and why, like I am? A video was released explaining the competition. There will be 100 different challenges that explore all different parts of Stardew Valley, with each offering a number of different points based on their difficulty. They range from relatively easy goals like naming your horse Sprout to more difficult ones like completing the entire community center or reaching the 100th floor of Skull Cavern. Now,
I think this is awesome.
I think it's awesome, and there's also something. There's something that feels a little. In the back of my head, I go, "Ooh, but you're taking the cozy game and you're making it a competition," and that part of my brain is like, "Ugh," but I don't have to
People have already
compete.
been doing it.
I don't have to compete.
Yeah, it can still be cozy for you, but these are people who are already very seriously doing it. There's already Stardew Valley speedrunners.
I can't imagine. Like, listen, we love the speedrunning community. All hobbies are valid hobbies. Whatever you want to do, however you want to play it. There's no wrong way to play your favorite game. But damn, putting that high pressure speed on yourself while you're playing Stardew Valley does feel a little weird to me. I don't think I could do it.
I don't want to participate in it.
Yeah.
I don't want to speedrun it. But I do want to watch people do it.
I absolutely want to watch this.
I think this is awesome.
The Cup kicks off on September 4th.
And I love that Concerned Ape is backing it and making it happen.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. That's something that the actual dev team, I'm sorry, I keep punching the microphone today. The actual dev team is behind, and there's $40,000 in prize money for people who love this fucking game.
Yeah.
That's
So
tight as hell.
you can catch it on September 4th at noon Eastern time. It's going to be, there will be a commentated version on Unsurpassable Z's Twitch channel. That's the person who is organizing it. And that'll give an overview of all 4 teams with commentators, or each streamer will be individually streaming from their respective channels. You can check out more over at the Concerned Ape Twitter if you want to find out more
I
about
love
it.
this. I saw this morning, and I was just like, yeah, of course. Yeah, excellent.
I love it.
Yes, thank you.
In
I will
the-
be clearing my calendar.
In the year of our Lord 2021, the only game that we have the willpower to speedrun
Right.
is Stardew Valley.
Cancel my meetings. September 4th, I'm watching the Stardew Valley tournament.
I love
The
this.
Stardew Cup.
I want to talk about some big moves that are being made.
Okay.
Big moves that are being made in big games, baby. We were wondering, you remember, we were like 343, is you making that game?
Hey, 343, are you making the game?
And then the technical preview came out.
They were making the game.
Turns out Halo Infinite's a real game that they
It's-
were making.
It's a real game. You're going to be able to play it at some point?
Big moves. This is very exciting. Johnny Spartan is returning. The next big test, the next technical preview is coming. 343 just talked about it in their Halo Infinite development update, their monthly update that they promised us that they're still doing every month. They're
Nailing it.
keeping their word.
Yeah.
The 2 things that are coming to the next technical update are Big Team Battle
Uh-huh.
and 4v4. That's pretty exciting. You're a Halo person. Do you like it? Do you like either of those modes your modes?
I think 4v4 is going to be fun.
4v4 is pretty good.
Yeah, I think 4v4 will be pretty fun. That's the one that at this point in my life I can see myself playing with friends, I think.
Yeah.
Just squat up a little.
I can see myself doing some classic old school goofing.
Oh yeah.
Jumping into the big boy, jumping into big games. And just
fuck around.
I'm sorry I'm ruining this for the entire team because I'm having a great time. I can still see that happening for me. But I can see where if you're actually wanting to play Johnny Spartan multiplayer, 4v4 and 3v3 is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were you a
Monkey
Reach
asked-
person?
No.
Fucking Reach, the multiplayer in Reach was so fucking good.
I played little bits of it, but it was just, I think it was a timing thing for me on Reach. I was a big Halo 2 person. Halo 2 was my Halo game. I don't always consider myself like a Halo person because I feel like there are people that are much more devoted to Halo than I am and much more informed on Halo than I am. But Halo 2 has a lot of like personal meaning to me in games. Ronan Monkey asked, is big team gaming the return of 32 versus 32? And I think it's less than that, right?
It's going to be 12 players per team. It's going to be 24 in each match, up from the 16 player big team battle. Big team battle is a little different than the 64 player. Just here we fucking go.
That would be
Here
tight, though.
we fucking
We don't
go.
have any word of that currently being in Infinite. But I would love to see that. Because that's where you go in and you do what you do.
Oh.
Right? Because it doesn't matter. If you're on a 3v3 team and you do
No,
that.
I don't fuck around on a
You wouldn't
3v3.
do a 3v3.
I would never
you
do
wouldn't
that.
do a 4v4, right?
I would never do that.
But if you had a 32 person team, you can fuck around.
Yeah. Nobody knows what you're
fuck
doing.
around.
Nobody
Nobody
knows
cares.
what you're doing out there.
Yeah.
In addition to Big Team Battle and 4v4, they're planning to add Bot Arena and Academy weapon drills. The modes have been chosen to allow the developer to glean even more information about the way the players act in-game and stress test the servers. There's no set date for the next test, and the tests are going to be ongoing even once the game has launched. This is the world we live in. The world we live in now is you get your game a little bit at a time.
Yep.
Now, we do know that the multiplayer is going to be totally free, so let them test stuff.
Yeah,
let them
that's
mess
fine
around.
with me.
Let
I
them
think they're
tinker.
accommodating that in a fair way.
In other massively online game news, Destiny.
Oh, very related.
And it is this actually is more related than you'd think. You might remember that earlier this year there was a big leak, like a document that was leaked that was basically showing milestones and what was planned for this entire season and entire calendar year of Destiny. And people were like, well, we don't know if it's real. It's kind of interesting if true. And players have been keeping track throughout the year. And it do look to be true.
Does seem like it's been accurate.
Elements of the leak have been proven correct. Specifically, the game's next season, Season of the Lost, was a name and something that was detailed for the first time in that leak post. Very interesting. Destiny 2. Nah, Destiny 1. We're all going back to Destiny 1. Follow me. We're all going back to vanilla Destiny 1. Come with me. Let's do it. The big news, though, is that if this is correct,
Big if true.
there was description of plans for a Bungie 30th anniversary Halo crossover for December.
For my birthday? For me?
For the release of Johnny Spartan's big game and Saige's big birthday.
Big birthday.
It's the biggest birthday you've ever
not.
had. Every other birthday has at least been numerically smaller than this one.
That's true. It's an unimportant number year, but I'll take it.
So could we be getting some Halo crossover content in our Destiny? People would lose their
You got
minds.
your Halo in my Destiny.
People would lose their
You
minds,
got your Destiny
Sage.
in my Halo.
They would lose it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already Halo with scarves.
I know. I am kind of like, yeah, of course.
Do you know
I
what
don't
they?
know. I see this and I'm just like, yeah, why wouldn't they?
Do you know what they needed to do to make me play Halo? It turns out,
What?
add collectible scarves. That's all it took.
You know, it's funny is like, you know what they need to do? Because this makes me like, should I get on Destiny?
Should I get into Destiny? Johnny Spartan's gonna be there. It's
I
funny.
had to see somebody without the scarves.
According to an expanded version of the original document, Bungie is planning to add 2 Halo-themed missions, Halo-themed armor. It looks like they're going to add the Hunter's going to get the ODST armor. The Titan will get the Reach Spartan armor, and the Warlock will get Arbiter armor.
Interesting.
I love that. As well as 4 Halo weapons: Gravity Hammer, Magnum, Battle Rifle, and Sniper. So nothing that's going to change the meta.
Where's the Needler, huh? Give me a needler in Destiny.
Peep, peep, peep. This is pretty exciting, man. Gravity Hammer is a good time. Flannel Fries in the live
Gravity
studio
Hammer is very
audience
fun.
is like, man, that fucking Gravity Hammer.
Gravity Hammer's a good time.
You tried that Gravity Hammer? So that's going to coincide with the Halo Infinite release, and like Phil Spencer, our man in the blazer and t-shirt, is a big Destiny player. We know that's going to happen. We know that happens. So, I mean, why not do it?
Why not do it?
The only thing that makes me, as the occasional Destiny player, and I'm only occasional, so I'm not the core community, but once you start adding crossover content into a game, it's hard to pull back, especially if it's very successful.
That's true.
And then you wind up with Superman using a sniper rifle on Pickle Rick. And we just have to be careful.
We don't want Destiny to be Fortnite.
We just have to be careful. That's all.
Fair.
That's all.
That's a fair observation. I want to talk about something that you put in our spreadsheet. And I want to talk about the way it's listed here.
I know. I put that in that way specifically.
So in our spreadsheet, it says Saige 2021 is happening right now.
And that's my reminder to Saige to live her life to the fullest.
And I looked at that and I said, Anthony spelled my name wrong?
Not only did I spell your name wrong, but I'm now your life coach.
Right?
Saige 2021 is happening all around you.
I literally saw this and I was like, yeah. I mean, we're almost like we're more than halfway through it.
Saige, no, listen to me.
2021
It's happening
right now.
Right now. Now, of course,
Is this how Anthony tells me to go touch grass?
Look, there are two Saiges in my life. Two very important Saiges in my life. There is, of course, the
Rank
most
them in
important Saige in my life.
Okay.
My dear friend, Squeak. Do a squeak.
That's not how it works. Can't squeak on command.
Well, it'll happen. Hang out. My dearest, bestest buddy, Saige, but also the Sonic Amateur Games Expo, the other Saige in my life.
Which apparently has my name. The acronym for that is Saige, but it's spelled wrong.
If you are unfamiliar with the Sonic Amateur Games Expo, the Sonic fan community, I mean, this is a hugely long video, but this is from, oh, calm down.
Oh, God. The music.
The music.
Too much music.
But these are all fan-made games, fan creations. The Sonic fan community has an intense level of output and also like a strange level of organization and professionalism.
Yeah.
Some people work on Sonic fan games for years and they treat it very seriously. There's project management, there's teams, there's like, it's a whole thing. Some people make their games from scratch. Some people reuse assets. Some people update old games. There's a lot of different stuff that goes on. One of my favorite things that happened at Saige a couple years ago was somebody took the Sonic Extreme demo and not completed it, but made chunks of entire levels, made like 4 entire levels.
And that's huge.
And not just for the PC, you can run it on your Saturn. It boots on my Sega Saturn.
Wow.
He programmed it for the Saturn. So there's a lot of creativity that comes out of this. And over the last couple of years, they've actually expanded to include not just Sonic fan games, but also just like any original games that really want to like, that would be interesting to Sonic fans.
Wow.
That are made by Sonic fans.
You know what I realized?
What?
Saige is scrambled letter Sega. You swap
Whoa,
A and
Dreamcast
A.
2 coming? Dreamcast 2 dropping 2022? Dreamcast 2? The Sega 256X dropping 2022?
What's the word for that?
What?
Scrambling your letters.
Oh, an anagram.
Anagram's the word I couldn't remember. Just couldn't remember it.
Couldn't remember it.
Anyways, it's an anagram.
Anyways, it's an anagram. and it's happening. It's the anagram is happening right now.
Right.
It
2021 is happening right now.
August 21st is when it started, just a couple days ago. Ends August 27th. You can head over to the official Saige website. There are 160 games created by the community that are available to play right now. You gotta love it.
That's pretty cool.
That's just
I'm gonna go watch some of these.
yeah.
That's what I'll do.
I love it.
I do too.
Jumping back into modern days and modern times. You know, people can't even get their hands on a PS5.
No, of course they can't.
Like, there are people still like they go live on like Walmart or Best Buy or something like that. They're gone in 15 seconds,
Yes.
which is the abridged version of my favorite Nicolas Cage movie.
Gone in 15 seconds.
Because when you don't have time to watch the whole Gone in 60 seconds,
Yeah, you just gotta watch 15.
yeah, just the most important ones.
Right.
I love that Reader's Digest is making movies now. So, nobody can get their hands on a PS5.
Sure can't.
And yet, the first revision of the PS5 hardware has already been released.
You been in the sun?
Yeah.
You got tan. We both put our hands up and you made me look pale. Anyways, go on.
You always look pale, though. That's your thing.
No, but
That's your thing.
yeah, but
It should actually make you more excited that you look more pale, because that's
it's
your vibe.
fine. I'm fine with it. It was noticeable.
Yeah.
It was noticeably different.
Listen, I'm what you call an outdoorsman. You know, I'm out there in the wild, mixing it up. Sort of a survivalist. You know, one of those weekend survivalists. I like to get. What I do is I have helicopters drop me in the middle of a forest with nothing but a buck knife and a Game Boy.
That sounds right.
And I get out of there and I just live there for 72 hours. That's what I do.
Okay. Anyways.
Anyway, the first revision of the PlayStation 5 hardware is out. You might say to yourself, "Wait a minute, a revision?
A revision?
I just
We didn't even get the
got
first
one." Or maybe you have the first one. You're like, I just got this not even a year ago. What are you talking about,
what do you
revision?
mean a revision?
What are you doing? Don't worry. There's only one change. It is major.
Okay.
It is a huge, major change.
But it's just one
It's just one
change.
major change. You know that annoying screw that you have to screw into the bottom of the PS5 to make it stand vertically? This revision makes it so you can use, it's a thumb screw, so you don't have to get a fucking screwdriver to put the stand on your PlayStation 5.
That's pretty good.
And can I tell you something? Even though I don't use the stand,
Yeah.
even though it's not vertical in my PlayStation 5,
Yeah.
I'm fucking annoyed. I'm fucking annoyed that I gotta use a screwdriver like some schmuck. Why did they put a thumb screw in to begin with, you dummies?
It does feel like that was an oversight.
How much more could it have cost the thumb screw?
Clearly not much if they did it. They did it before people even got their consoles.
Oh, also it has an entirely new processor.
Pardon?
No, I'm just kidding. It's just the screw. It's just the screw. It's just the screw. That would be the thing that I focused on, though.
It would.
I'd be like, it doesn't matter. They got to make the games compatible with both of them.
Right.
But that screw, they can't change that. It's just a regular screw. You can go buy a screw.
You can just replace the screw yourself.
You can do whatever you want. You're a goddamn grown-up.
You could do that on yours.
No. I paid good money. Send me the right screw. How dare they?
But, you know.
How dare they?
So you're going to start
Yeah,
getting
I gotta
on
buy
for
a
the
new
second
PS5.
one?
I gotta buy a new
You're going to
PS5.
start getting in the queues? All right. Cool.
I gotta buy a new PS5.
Yeah, it seems like maybe about that time. Wow.
Folks, I'm bad with money is what we're getting at.
Yeah.
But I'm not the worst with money. No. I'm not the worst with money. The worst with money would probably be former baseball star and former video games executive
Kurt Schilling.
Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, I would say that probably makes top of the list.
Now, Kurt Schilling, of course, started 38 Studios way, way back in the before times, in the long ago, to make a game called Kingdoms of Amalur. A game which at the time I reviewed as one metric video game. That video game had everything a video game should have in exactly the proportions a video game should have it. It was a video game.
They made a game.
They made a game. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Kurt did spend, an obscene amount of money making that video game.
Sure, it did cost money.
Way too much money. Kurt made big plans.
Big plans.
Kurt said that it was going to be a transmedia magical event, and he put a lot of money into stuff that didn't need to.
No, he didn't know what he was doing.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Everybody thinks they can make a video game.
And by the end, people were just getting paid sporadically. They were not getting paid. Some people hadn't been paid in a couple months.
Yeah.
There were lawsuits in the state of Rhode Island and in Maryland against 38 Studios.
And once again, this is from 2012.
This is 2000. The studio shut down. Mm-hmm. The vast universe of Amalur, which we all love and remember. Name 3 of your favorite characters from Kingdoms of Amalur.
Jake.
Jake was great.
Trout.
Do you remember how funny Trout was? And Jake would be heroing around, and then his little buddy Trout would be there. He'd be like, "Oi, Jake, sir.
Yeah.
We gotta save Amalur, sir."
Right.
Yeah.
And the third one was Bloop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Blurp, of course, was the love interest. Bloop. She was sexy.
Yeah.
She was sexy, but like it, yeah. Oof. That was a thick blurp. And so we all miss these characters. Because we said goodbye to them on May 24th, 2012. You know? Mm-hmm.
But I think that as much as we miss Jake, Trout, and Blurp,
yeah,
I don't think we miss them as much as the people who worked there in 2012 missed their paychecks.
Yeah, so it did go into arbitration. There were lawsuits, and here's some exciting news from Bloomberg. The new screw is here. And also, Kurt Schilling's failed game studio finally sends last paychecks. But
400 employees that didn't receive it.
Now, it's 9 years later. These 400 people are just now getting some money. The headline makes it seem like they finally paid everything they're owed.
Oh, that's not correct at all.
No. Many of the staff who worked for the volatile game developer in its Rhode Island or Maryland offices will receive payment of about 14 or 20% of what the company owed them before it ran out of money and was forced to shut down. And
9 years.
9 years to wait for 12% or 14% of your final paycheck. And this is only because these lawsuits were not created by the employees. This was the states of Rhode Island and Maryland suing 38 Studios. Because remember, Rhode Island, I remember, gave them huge tax breaks to start a video game studio there. Kurt Schilling was like, we're going to create this multi-thousand, we're going to create so many jobs in Rhode Island. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to buy helicopters. What? Yeah, we're going to need at least 2-3 helicopters.
Right, I need some helicopters for that money. You know, it's fine.
If these employees were litigating for themselves, they wouldn't have seen anything. It would have fallen apart. Which is why we were very excited when it was not employees, but the state of California that decided to sue Activision Blizzard.
Right.
That's going to go somewhere.
I just want to talk about this because, I wasn't in games in 2011. That was before my time. Mm-hmm. I was...
Kindergarten?
I was 15.
15. Could have been a cam girl.
Ick.
That's just a callback. That's a callback.
I know.
It's a callback. I don't really mean
context. It was
if you came in late, it was a thing.
Here's the thing. In 2011, 38 Studios moved from Massachusetts to Rhode Island as part of an elaborate deal, which the state government served as a guarantor for a $75 million loan that was meant to support several years of development. But they ran out of money in 1 year. They ran out of money in 1 year.
They spent $75 million in a year. In a year.
And employees didn't get paid. So, like, you spent it all in a year, but not paying employees.
Who got paid? Who got that money?
People who sell helicopters.
Who got that money? Look, we need 40 batting cages. How do you make a video game without 40 batting cages?
Where would the ideas come from?
This fucking sucks because this was genuinely somebody who, you know, people have depth and they contain multitudes. Just because somebody is known for one thing doesn't mean they can't do another thing. Mm-hmm. You know? But
it doesn't mean they can.
But it doesn't mean they can. And we see this all the time. People get very wealthy and they go, I like this thing and I think this thing is going to be big in the future. I'll do that thing.
Yep.
Oh, do you want to hire the right people? And no, I'm going to hire the people I know.
I'm gonna hire myself. I'm gonna do it. It's the reason that we're skeptical of Dr. Disrespect starting a game studio.
It's rough because the employees were also, you know, heavily mistreated the entire time they were there. Mm-hmm. I mean, there were multiple lawsuits about that as well. So in addition to being underpaid or not paid and mistreated and getting shut down, I mean, yeah, I mean that's the thing. It was hyped big. People who were following it back in the day, like Blade of Creation, is in the live studio audience going like, they got McFarlane to design the monsters. They got R.A. Salvatore to write the lore, and like
game could have been good.
That's cool. That's cool. But then you got to put those things into a game. And I remember that lore. You got all of that lore from stones that were literally called lore stones, and you had to walk up to the stone, and it would tell you the lore. It was one metric video game. Nobody understood show not tell. They just put all that lore into lore stones in the game.
Yeah.
It fucking sucked, man. It fucking sucked. Anyway, people are getting some of their payment now.
14 to 20%. 14 to 20%, baby. Anthony?
Saige?
I would like to talk about robots.
Sure.
We talked about robots on Wednesday.
Love to talk about robots.
We talked about Tesla developing an AI robot potentially.
Did you see the way my entire posture changed when you said robots?
I did.
I was so sad. I was talking about 38 Studios, and then you said, let's talk about robots. Fuck yeah.
Elon Musk was quoted on Wednesday
fuck that guy.
saying, yeah, fuck Elon Musk, was quoting on Wednesday saying, we'll try to make robots that you could like outrun or probably overpower.
We're making robots, but we want you to be able to fight them. We want you to feel like you have a fighting chance.
You could outrun them or probably overpower them, was what the quote was.
Probably.
And you knew
Depends
that.
on who you are.
Look, we know that was a
and
distraction.
what kind of lasers we had to the robots.
We know it's a distraction from the lawsuits going on and the recalls for Tesla right now. We understand.
Will the robot have or not have the retractable blade hands that I want it to? I don't know. All of that depends. These are variables right now, and we can't say what's going to work and what isn't.
Kayla Nora said, are we talking about Musk's sleep paralysis and demon androids?
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about something else after this, but yes, currently. Flannel Fries said, they won't know karate. Elon Musk might as well have said, I didn't teach them jujitsu.
But I mean, they could learn on their own.
Yeah.
But we didn't teach them.
Right. They're not going to know a cross-collar choke. They're not.
They're not. Or they will.
Probably.
I don't know.
Probably.
Leave me alone.
Anyways,
memes.
Boston Dynamics said, y'all into robots?
Hey, did you forget about us?
Because we got robots. Oh, you want to hear about the Tesla robot? Who's been doing robots? Now, we know that Boston Dynamics is terrifying. And not as somebody who's afraid of robots. I love robots. I want the robot future. Kill me. I don't care.
But we don't love
the
a
US
military
government.
Robot being presented as your buddy.
Yeah.
Fun,
not at all.
fun videos that make the killer robot look like your pal.
Yeah. So, we're going to talk about it, but just know that we know that. Okay? Boston Dynamics posted video of their robot Atlas, two of them, doing a parkour run. It's a 1-minute video. Let's just
Let's just watch some of this video.
Let's just watch some of this video.
Let's just watch some of this video. So this is their American Ninja Warrior robot.
Yeah. Do you think you could outrun it?
Maybe not on the thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think for the rest of the time so far, yes.
Yeah. You probably outrun that.
I can outrun this robot so far.
Yeah.
But that's because they have the robot. That's because they have the robot set on slow and non-threatening. The moment they turn off the moment they remove the restraining bolt on those droids, shit's gonna go real bad.
Kloback says I could for sure push that over. I thought so too. Honestly, this looks like CG, doesn't it?
All of their stuff does.
It looks like CGI. Okay, so I was like, I could.
Okay.
And
Weird
then
flex.
they started doing backflips and like brush their shoulders off, and I was like, I don't know if I could push that over.
I think you could.
It's so impressive. It's horrifying, but it is so impressive. So it kept getting worse, right?
I don't like how far these things are coming.
Yeah, what are they doing out there? That's the thing. Is like, look, we cannot watch the videos, but we should probably know. We should probably know what's going on here.
Now, Kyle Hill, friend of the show, Kyle Hill, from Because Science.
Also posted a video that says, reminder that science is still hard. So, exactly. You get trick shotted by a robot first, okay? Does a backflip, goes whoo, whoo, after. And we're like,
look, these robots are gonna, for all I've seen so far, is that these robots are gonna replace Dude Perfect. They're not necessarily gonna kill me.
Right. Let me see if I can click onto Twitter and get a better quality version of this video.
Oh, yeah. Click on Twitter to get
There
the
we
better
go.
quality version.
Believe it or not.
I know. Get the best quality version of all your videos on twitter.com.
So, this is essentially a blooper reel from that video. And instead of them just replacing Dude Perfect, I think they could also replace the genre of watching kids fall over.
Yeah, or those kids that just fall asleep on TikTok in the middle of doing things.
I haven't seen that.
You know, or like puppies that just fall over and go to sleep on TikTok. Here's the thing. This is good and this is reassuring, but remember, this video was also released by Boston Dynamics, right? This is Boston Dynamics going like, see, no threat.
This is the equivalent of them saying, you could probably overpower them.
No threat. These are fine. These are fine.
You could probably overpower
Look
them.
how silly they are. I mean, we're still working towards them being perfect, unstoppable killing machines, but look how fun they are right now. Only your children will have to worry about this. You won't. You can make fun of them.
Exactly. They said, hey, what do you mean? He doesn't know Hungar. I didn't teach him your pressure points. I didn't.
Have you been back in self-defense classes lately? You're dropping a lot of very specific self-defense references.
Because that's the thing that's like, the fact that Elon Musk really specifically said you can probably outrun them is so specific.
It's very specific.
Like, they wouldn't know that if you grab by the wrist and punch up from the elbow, it's so weak.
You got to punch up from the elbow.
It takes 2 pounds of pressure to break an elbow.
That's it.
They don't know that.
They don't know it.
They don't know it takes 2 pounds of pressure to break an elbow.
This reminds me of when they first did the big dog videos, and they showed them kicking over the big dog, right? And the big dog would fall over, and it would take the big dog 2.5 minutes to get back up.
Yeah.
That was one of the first videos they ever showed. But like 5 years later, they showed 3 dudes in a circle kicking the big dog, and it didn't go down. And when it did go down, it went right back up. So remember, it's funny until it's not.
Yes.
That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying.
But like, you could probably outrun it.
Probably outrun it. I don't know.
I don't know. You could probably overpower it. I don't think I could overpower that.
You just, it's like I said on Friday. You just zigzag. Robots are like alligators. They can only run in straight lines.
Right.
That's robot truth.
And do backflips.
They can do backflips, but only in a straight line.
Yeah.
They can't zigzag.
You're right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Do we need EMP grenades for the robots? Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that good place to end.
Yeah.
We got time for one more story. And where the hell is it?
Oh God, this is great. So hey, everybody,
Here it is.
do you enjoy the movie film Fight Club?
That's a trick question. Don't answer that.
It's not a trick question.
It's a trick question.
I
Don't answer that.
asked if you enjoy it.
Okay.
I didn't ask if it's your favorite movie. I didn't ask if it identifies you as a person.
Yeah.
I didn't ask that. I didn't ask if you have the poster up.
Uh-huh.
If you have a bar of promotional soap.
Oh, God. I remember being on a date and being at some dude's house and going into their kitchen and seeing the soap and turning around and looking at him and him going, it's my roommate's.
That's fast.
That's
a dude that's had to answer that
That
before.
is a real, and I'm 100% serious. That is an actual encounter.
I believe it. I believe it.
He said, nope, it's the white guy I live with.
I'm sorry. Here's the thing. There was a tweet, as there always is. Fight Club, all of a sudden, I woke up this morning, I'm making some last moment checks.
Same
Seeing
thing
about
I
the
did.
Yeah, and I go, Fight Club's trending.
What's that about?
What's that about? And I'm thinking, all these reboots and seek boots and boot quills and all this stuff, and there was a Fight Club 2 comic, maybe they're making it like, I was like, what's going on with Fight Club?
But all it was a tweet.
All it was a tweet. One little tweet.
From somebody whose name on Twitter is Cuchillo Lope. I don't know if that's... there we go.
And it says, hey, Film Twitter, I got a question. We all know red flag movies, Fight Club, Joker, etc., that we can all spot on sight, but are there any green flag movies that you hear someone say that makes you instantly trust or like a person? This is a fun question.
This is a really fun question. So I clicked on it because I didn't get Fight Club trending on my feed. I got...
Well, you're not a white guy.
Right. I got, I think I got red flag movies or something like
Yeah.
that. So I clicked on it and I was like, ooh, let's see the replies. What are all of these movies? Like, look, our chat of good BBs. Oh,
Immediately answered
I'm so
the question.
proud of them. They answered it. They said, Legally Blonde, Eternal
Great.
Sunshine, Truman Show, Time Bandits, Princess Bride.
All good.
Princess Bride. Yeah.
All of these things. Now, it's a fun question for us. It's a fun question for everyone, except for people that define themselves by liking Fight Club.
When you click on this tweet, instead of anyone actually answering the question, it is all people, all white men being absolutely fucking furious.
Lol, fuck this. Fight Club's one of my favorite movies, and you're going to judge me just based on that? I don't want anything to do with you. Red flag movies. Get out of here. That's a little aggressive, Mitchell.
That's a little aggressive. If you go here to this one, maybe I'm ignorant, but I would assume the majority of full-grown adults would be able to immediately understand a character is bad while enjoying a movie. Why are you judging people so harshly based on movies? Are there red flag books? Yeah, absolutely. It's Infinite Jest. I've never heard of red flag movies
There are
before,
things that you can't talk.
So
I
looked
love
up.
Infinite Jest. Things that I love. I love Infinite Jest. I love Rick and Morty, right?
Bold thing to say.
I do enjoy.
It's a red flag.
I do enjoy Fight Club. I think Fight Club is a good film. It was a good book, and it was very emblematic of the time.
Yeah.
It captured something that was going on in culture. Do not speak publicly
It's
and
a red flag
vociferously
that you
about
do.
these things. Yeah, and that's why I'm like, don't say these things. I like a
Right.
lot of things. I like a lot of things.
Yeah. I've never heard of this before. So, what the fuck is this shit? So you like those movies as an indicator that you're a bad person? Hey, you know what all of you are doing right now?
You're doing the thing.
You're proving the whole point. You are the people that we're trying to avoid. So if someone likes a movie like Fight Club or The Joker, it's a red flag?
Yes.
I mean, I get The Joker because it's not very good, but liking Fight Club is a bad thing?
Defining yourself through these movies is a bad thing, and defensively defining yourself through these movies is a bad thing.
Being the kind of person that gets upset when somebody insults Fight Club is a bad thing.
Yeah, if somebody walks up to me and they're like, Blade Runner sucks, I go, well, I really love Blade Runner, but
Right.
I get that it's not for everyone, because not everything is for everyone.
That's fine.
And somebody literally at a party was like, I was talking to her, and this was a friend of mine. It was when we first started hanging out. She's like, tell me what some of your favorite movies are. And I was like, oh, blah, 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 Blade Runner. She's like, oh, tell me you're like a white guy in his 30s without telling me you're a white guy in your 30s. I was like, that's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. That's just the way it is, man. That's just the way it is.
100%. I dated somebody for, mind you, a very short time who, when I asked their favorite movie, it was a while in, I realized we'd never really had that conversation. I was like, what is your favorite movie? And they said, probably Fight Club. And I said, oh. And they were like, what's that reaction? And I was like, it's an ongoing joke on the internet that your favorite movie being Fight Club is a huge red flag, specifically for cishet white men.
Yeah.
And he was like, he called me sexist.
No.
He said, so it's not valid that I like that movie because a lot of white men like it. And I was like, well, kind of.
Hey, Scarface is a good movie. I don't want to see a Scarface poster on your wall.
I don't.
You know what I mean? There are certain things where it's like, if you define yourself based on, and you can do you. That's the other thing. This person said that Fight Club and Joker are red flag movies. You can disagree. You don't have to get super aggressive about it. A really great tweet here is from somebody named Milkies and Cookies, who pointed out this quote from David Fincher that said, Fight Club is about moving through a modern, disconnected society. It's a satire. Many don't get that. Even the director has qualms about the movie's fans. My daughter had a friend named Max. She told me Fight Club is his favorite movie, and I told her not to talk to Max again. That's David Fincher. And she says, the director of Fight Club said this, all the people responding unkindly are the exact people that the director of Fight Club are talking about. You're not supposed to love and connect with Tyler. You're not supposed to love and connect with BoJack Horseman or Rick Sanchez. This is the thing we're talking about. She's getting to the core of what we're talking about, which is you can like these things, but the majority of the people who like these things, I remember going to see that movie. I remember going to see Fight Club and walking out and my friends being like, we got to start a Fight Club. I was like, are we watching the same movie?
Right?
Did we see the same thing? And that's what people are talking about. The majority of, like, when people think Rick and Morty fans, they think, oh, the people who bullied McDonald's workers for sauce?
Yeah.
When people think about Infinite Jest fans, they're like, oh, you're gonna gaslight me and talk down to me for the entirety of our relationship. Right? Because these are the most vociferous fans of this thing. It's not your fault.
No.
But you need to know it.
But you need to know it. You need to be aware of it. You need to be aware that you're amongst people like this. Why not judge each person by getting to know them personally instead of stereotypical blanket assumptions based on flags that others have metaphorically risen to dismiss their ideology, which, in most cases, are much more nuanced than you are capable or willing to explore?
Hey man, Grammarly's free. You can just install Grammarly. It'll fix that right up for you.
I'll copy it into my Grammarly form and paste it. It's like my brain hurts. Same. Like the fact that he said are much more nuanced than you are capable or willing to explore. You're not capable of exploring the nuance of people who like Fight Club.
Yeah. Blade of Creation in the live studio audience says the same thing. Starship Troopers, the movie is blatant satire and a critique of the original book. And like, yeah, Starship Troopers is fucking hilarious. It's Paul Verhoeven. It's the guy who made RoboCop. You're not supposed to like RoboCop. People, come on, BBs. These are the same. Like this is the opposite side of the coin from the thing we were talking about the other day, where people were yelling at the voice actor who's the bad guy in Boyfriend Dungeon, which is like, hey, you need to understand the fiction and what the fiction is about, and that you're not supposed to. I love this.
I think this should be our header photo.
I think you're taking this game too seriously.
This is the tagline of It's Too Early.
Excuse me, RoboCop is awesome. The movie RoboCop is awesome. You're picking up what I'm saying? You're not supposed to enjoy RoboCop or the fact that RoboCop was created. You're not supposed to like the character of RoboCop.
Right. ACAB.
There was something, you remember I tweeted before I got my Backbone controller, which I love. I tweeted, should I get this Backbone controller? Like, who has it? Is it really this good?
Yeah.
And somebody tweeted back at me very aggressively about thinking about it. And I was like, hey, my man, you're taking this question about a controller like way too seriously.
Yeah.
there's this type of person that answer to everything is this default aggression and confrontation, and it's like
their favorite movie is probably Fight Club.
and their favorite movie might be Fight Club or Scarface or Boondock Saints or something. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna explain to you how you don't understand Quentin Tarantino. Maybe they're gonna say to you, "Oh, it's a Quentin Tarantino movie. You've probably never seen it." Like Quentin Tarantino isn't one of the most bankable directors in the world.
You know what? I have a TikTok. Maybe we play on the show that we didn't use as an intro clip. A bonus TikTok for today.
A bonus TikTok?
A bonus TikTok. I'm gonna pull it up while you do other things.
Okay. Yeah, so that's just basically what this is. That's just what this is. Somebody asked a question and they gave 2 examples for them. You could have answered, and you know what you could have done is you could have been like, you know, I disagree about Fight Club being a red flag movie. I've always enjoyed it, but here are a couple of mine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. They could have just. Sometimes you can just be quiet.
Sometimes you
What's
can
that
just
TikTok sound where it's like sometimes you can just choose not to be a dick.
you could just choose not to answer. You can choose not to involve yourself. It's really weird.
But the loud and the angry is the perfect example. Every one of these dudes that replied to this tweet is the exact reason we avoid men who love Fight Club.
Which, like, hey, I'm going to say it again. Fight Club's great. It's worth watching.
I'm going to put it in the spreadsheet so you can play it with audio.
This is really long tail on this kite. I'm loving this. We're doing it.
Just click it.
We're doing it.
Just watch the TikTok.
We're doing it. I'll unmute.
Jeez.
Wait, this is muted, right? Oh, the browser version of TikTok.
Oh, the browser. They can't hear it yet. You can pause it. So it doesn't just keep playing.
Get my house.
Struggling with it, I'm sorry. I'm going home. Here we go.
Okay.
Well, we beefed this a little.
As a straight male, I often feel marginalized.
I'm going home.
Do you think that was staged? Or do you think it was real?
I don't. I think it was real. I just feel like, I don't know, and maybe I'm just gullible, but the moment that she's just looks up at him and it, like, she put a little subtitle of like,
I don't doubt that it happened on a date at all.
Yeah.
I'm just doubting, did she capture it in the moment?
I think she did, because I think that she took it for Snapchat. I think this is I'm going to record this to send to my friends, and then it turned out so ridiculously good.
Like, he was in the middle of a rant already.
Yeah, uh-huh. So she was just like, I'm going to fucking Snapchat
Play it
this.
again? Absolutely not. I'll tell you what happened. It was she was on a date, and the guy said, as a straight white male, I sometimes feel marginalized. And she sat there for a second.
I'm going home. It's excellent.
Why was it being recorded from that angle? Because she was on a date pretending to check her texts.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's happening. Or sometimes they are texting, and it's about, how do I get out of here?
And I think that was pretty funny. But yeah, that moment where she just contemplates it and just, I'm going home, is excellent. And I feel like we've all been there. Anyways, that was pretty funny.
And it's also a lot of people that are that have come up with social media have much better etiquette about not recording people that they put on blast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to put this guy's face on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
of
record
course.
my reaction.
Yeah, you'll get in trouble if you put his face on the internet, potentially.
Um,
but if she's just like, I'm just going to fucking Snapchat this bullshit dude to my friends.
Anyway, Fight Club was trending. And that's why Fight Club was trending. And hey, I'll say this. You can like whatever you like in terms of media. It's important to understand when the media that you enjoy is problematic in ways. Yeah. Certain things, you know, things that we watch now today, in 20 years, some of your favorite stuff will go, didn't age well. Right. Didn't age well. And that happens. Yeah. And you're like, I still like it because maybe it was groundbreaking. Maybe it was a part of history. For example, like bringing back up Blade Runner. Blade Runner hates women. Blade Runner hates women. And that's a noir thing. That's a film noir thing. Yeah. But it was also just Ridley Scott and Harrison Ford at the time.
Yeah. It's part of why that, like, for me, I'm like, I know Blade Runner is, like, fun and I love the world of Blade Runner, but, like, I don't really watch Blade Runner.
Yeah.
It's not something I revisit. It's not fun for me.
I can watch it if I'm watching it and pretending it is like a movie, like a detective movie from the 40s.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they don't know any better. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with the visual design. But like other things, you know, we talk about Turf School all the time.
Yeah, we talk about Turf School all the time.
It's okay. You grew up liking Turf School.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
You loved a turf wizard. The wizard turned out to be a turf.
Please
sorry.
don't identify yourself with Turf School anymore. And
Yeah.
please don't get defensive when people are worried about Turf Wizard School.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing as a young Jewish lad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I didn't watch some Woody Allen? Do you think Annie Hall wasn't at one point one of my favorite movies? Do you think I'm not heartbroken by the fact that I can't watch The Purple Rose of Cairo anymore? It is what it is.
But you get
Ender's
past it.
Game? Ender's Game?
But you get past it.
You get past it. There's so many things out there. You can like so many things.
What's your green flag movie?
A green flag movie.
Mm-hmm.
A green flag movie would be, you know, a lot of people are going to be like, Anthony's going to say Star Wars.
No.
The whole world likes Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
That's baseline.
It's a yellow flag for me.
That's
if
baseline.
anything.
I'm going to say
I
it's
hesitate.
probably The Fifth Element.
Okay.
It's probably Labyrinth.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably Labyrinth is up there.
Labyrinth is huge, but anything that has that sort of like feeling, you know, like I love Brazil and Baron Munchausen and Time Bandits, like that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Yeah.
For me, with men in particular, I think that there's a lot of good examples in chat. I think that like My Neighbor Totoro, you know, anything
stuff for
Ghibli,
sure.
anything Ghibli is a big green flag for me.
Yes.
Because there is also a softness to it that specifically for like masculine presenting people to be able to be like, I love Ghibli films. I'm like, okay, I feel 10% safer around you. You know?
Yeah. I think there are probably some more. It's more like I don't know that I have any that I think about.
Yeah.
But
now
there
I
are
will.
definitely some, like if I talk with somebody like, what are your favorite movies? And one comes up, like, I'm sure there are some that I'm just like, oh, cool. I'm glad you like this.
Yeah.
Oh, the Muppets Take Manhattan. That's such a good one, Orf.
Howl's Moving Castle.
God, the Muppets Take Manhattan. Ocean Breeze soap
we
will
just
get
both
you clean.
We both punched to hell. I still say Addams Family. Yeah, 100%.
Listen, peoples is peoples. City is not buildings, is peoples. Oh, Addams Family. I felt so connected to the entire... When I went and saw Addams Family at Cinespia a couple weeks back, or gosh, I guess it was like a month back now. When I saw Addams Family at Cinespia, I felt so connected to everybody in that cemetery. I was just like, no, we're all here because we love the hell out of this.
Yeah.
This is informative and influential to all of us, and I like that about us.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep talking. Keep leaving your good ones. Hey, do you know where you can talk about this stuff all the time?
Good question.
That's on our Discord.
Jump in the Discord. Leave your green flag movies. Let us know. Talk with each other. Also, the nice thing about the Discord and answering these questions in the Discord, in addition to while we're doing the live show, is there are a lot of people that miss the show live and don't get to catch it, but still want to engage in the conversation about it. That's a great place where if you catch up on VODs, you can go talk in the Discord. If you watch on YouTube later, you can either leave a comment or go talk with the community in the Discord. It's a great way for us all to connect. Oh, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Huge green flag.
Huge
Green flag. Anything with Tim Curry in it, honestly. Clue.
That's a big one. Yeah, Clue.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If somebody says they like Clue, I lose my goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Flames on the side of my head.
It's a big green flag.
Burning.
Yeah. Anyways, talk about it in the Discord. It's completely free to join the Discord. So if you're not in it, what the heck are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing over there? You can also, and it's not free, but you can support us on Patreon, of course. Patreon, yesterday, Abria ran a game for the patrons. They got to play Masks with Abria Iyengar of
you
Critical Role,
know?
Dimension 20, but most importantly, Failed Save.
Did you know that every month we have slots open to play a good time role-playing game?
Right now, of course, that tier is sold out. We do have a little wait list, though. If you send me a message on Patreon, I'll put you on the wait list. I got you covered.
With
Somebody's
one of our
about-
cast members.
Sorry. Just saying. We don't have slots every month.
With one of our cast members. So it's anybody that you see on Failed Save. And some people, maybe somebody you see on Damsels.
Maybe somebody from Techberg. I don't know.
But one person every month, we all sign up. We keep it a little bit secret. We let you know a little bit in advance, but we do keep it a little bit secret. But one of us GMs for you every month. And it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Anthony's run a game.
I've run a game. It was fun. We had a good time. It was my first time GMing.
Yeah.
And I think anybody who's there will tell you I did perfectly fine.
There's a bunch of other tiers and a bunch of other cool stuff you get, including an extra clip from this show every week. That's pretty tight.
That's pretty tight.
And hey, thank you to everybody who supported us during the show.
Thank you so much. We're going to go through the roll call, but stick around because we have some more stuff to tell you. Mm-hmm. But here comes the roll call of everybody who supported us specifically through this stream. Kennedy Ronshaku, thank you for the follow. Auto Anatomy said $10. It almost September. Shh, baby, shh. The Blade Cutter, thank you for the follow. Goochman Twitch giving birthday gifts on his birthday. Thank you very much. Mamad followed. Dodoletto, GXS the Haha Kid, Marvel Geek 24, Jiggyfly Joe, Midgard Space, JDD Socks, Mentat Muse, Magiza 1. Thank you all for the follow. Hooligan has followed. Nosy Bonk, Chipper J, Skeleton Hat JPEG, Clumsy Fish 19, thank you for the follows, and more birthday subs given from Mike.
Too generous.
Thunder Cabbage with 200 bits, 54 Aqua Snakes with 500 bits saying, yes, Cowboy Bebop, yes. And of course, Kaylin Rohr starting us out strong.
25 subs.
25 subs. Thank you.
Absolutely bananas.
Now, of course, we're thanking everybody for following, for subscribing, for giving bits, for donating. And all that stuff is great. Maybe you already follow. Maybe you already sub. Maybe you've already donated. Maybe you can't afford or are uninterested in any of those things. That's fine.
There's lots of other ways to support the show.
Hey, we'd love it if you just let people know that you were watching. We'd love it if you sent them a link to a VOD. We'd love it if you made a clip. You know, our VODs are available on YouTube now for anybody who's not Twitch native. You know what I mean? If you got some people that like YouTube better, show them the episode on YouTube. Any of that stuff really helps. Word of mouth is huge. I mean, BBs, we've been doing this for a year, and we're sitting at like 10 times the audience we were sitting at for every stream now, and that's because of you. It's not because of us. It's because of you telling people, like, hey, I watched this show.
Yeah. Then maybe they'd like it too. That's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
We got 230 BBs in here right now. That's bananas.
That is BB Bananas.
That's bananas number of BBs, and we love it, and we love you. So showing up to watch the show is obviously the number one thing you can do.
Yeah, we make a show so people will watch it. We hope they enjoy it.
That'd be cool.
If you're watching and enjoying it, you've made our little hearts 3 sizes too big.
Where else can they watch and enjoy you, huh?
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you. I am everywhere on the internet at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. Hey, I also have a science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata that comes out every Friday. It's called We Have Concerns. It's very good. I'm very proud of it, and I think you'll like it if you enjoy science and people freaking out over science and silly things. It's all of those. Also, as I mentioned before, Friday nights, I'm right back here, BBs. 7 p.m. Pacific time. Me, Saige. Some newcomer named Bria Iyengar. Nobody knows, but we think she's going places. Xander Jeanneret, Gina DeVivo, Kaylee Bray, Vince Casso. Come on. Come watch us play D&D.
You're so right. Do it.
What about you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. I stream on my channel. It's fine. I'm around. You can find me this afternoon on Smosh Games, of course, for Board AF. We're going to be playing the Oregon Trail board game.
Ooh. Number one, I did not even know that existed.
Oh, it's wild. One time, I went up to a cabin in Big Bear with a bunch of people, and we had a big stack of games to bring, and we forgot all of them. And the only thing in the cabin was the Oregon Trail board game. It's a test of your love for each other. Anyways,
Wow.
I'll be doing that at 3
it.
p.m. Pacific. Probably be live on my channel tonight. I've been switching around my stream schedule. I'll let you know depending on what time I get home from work. You can find me on the Mad Cave Studios channel. You can find me on this channel all the dang time. You can find me on the D&D channel. I'm around.
She's around.
You know.
She's around.
You get it. You're amazing. We appreciate you very much, and we will see you on Wednesday.
Bye, BBs.
Bye, BBs.